And every Sunday night, you can go see a singer-songwriter. And it doesn't matter how good you are, how good of a songwriter you are. You can play the Beatles, you can play Led Zeppelin, you can play one of your own. It doesn't matter. But to see a person get up on stage who no one knows who they are, and they are playing their song as if you're watching this person perform as if they were performing for the Queen of England or the President of the United States. Like, they have that much gusto. They have that much pride and joy in that moment on stage in a bar, playing a Beatles song or one of their own songs. And I look at that, and I go there every Sunday night when I'm in town. You want to know why? Because I remind myself that's exactly where you came from. That is exactly the same fire you once had, and I hope to regain it. I hope I can get it back. You know what I mean? And then you also realize how lucky you are. Because they would give their right arm to go to Sweden. And I don't want to go to Sweden anymore. I'm over it. But you look at them and you're like, I want that. I want that. And so I have a lot of people, friends who are very successful now. And they'll never go back. You can never go back.
I will say, my opinion is this. I don't think, I think the last original thing that man has ever heard would be someone like, John Coltrane. Besides jazz, there really isn't anything new. You know what I mean? I mean, even when the Beatles, did Strawberry Fields Forever, there were already a ton of bands that were already doing that. It's just that the Beatles took it and made it mainstream. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anything's new, but as far as like, how do I try and stay like original? I guess that's part of your question, right?
Well, I meant as in within the context of your own work, like writings that you haven't written before.
Well, that's a good question. I have this thing where I always think that the song is a living thing. As weird as this sounds, so bear with me, I think that like particles of light, and we know that oxygen exists, I know that like songs I think are the same exact way. And we just have to wait and be open for them to show up. And for me, that's what I'm doing. I mean, I'm just constantly an empty cup always, and waiting to be filled, So the songs are always out there, I'm just waiting for the songs to arrive. And I'll give you a good analogy. I have a son, and I remember when my son was born. Now, I spent 20 plus years of my life before him, not knowing him, right? But yet, when I first saw him come out of the womb, it was like I knew him my whole life. You know what I mean? There was a point in time where I was going to meet him. And something inside of me just was like, oh, hello, like I've been waiting for you my entire life, And that's sort of like how a song is. The song is meant to be, and it is always out there, but it doesn't reach you until it's ready. But you have to be open to it. You know what I mean? So, but I also see songs as I'm very separate from the song too. So where like again I like to give the cup comparison. So if you have bad coffee, you're not gonna blame the cup, right? You're blaming the coffee. You know what I mean? So is there a bad song? Well, I don't know. I mean, because you may try the coffee and you may not like it, but she may try the coffee and she might really dig it. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm not to blame. I mean, I'm just the messenger. You know what I mean? You get a bad letter in the mail, you're not gonna punch the mailman. That's just me. I'm just the mailman. I'm just the empty cup. I'm just the holder, and that's it. I mean, the songs are not mine. I mean, they're much as mine as anybody else's. they just happen to land on me for some weird reason, you know. But once I put it out there, it's out there. I don't think about it, you know. I mean, the cup doesn't think about the coffee, you know. I don't think about the songs. I don't spend days. I know a lot of musicians do. I'm not one of them. Maybe I should be spending more time thinking about it. I just don't. I'm not one of those people who spends time, like, you know, detailing his craft. I'm not one of those people. I'm just not. I mean, for me, it's just like, okay, here's the song, boom, it's done, you know? And then I won't go back to it until I record it for the record. And then once I record it for the record, I don't even think about it anymore. It's a done deal, you know? Well, there's a long answer for you, but there you go.